Peace. I'm alive victorious.
I'm true universal.
I'm born sincere.
And this is when the
the
gods build. So when the gods unify to build intellectually for one common cause.
We show the world manhood
And brotherhood
To achieve godhood. That's peace. How y'all brothers feeling?
Peace,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Good,
All right.
man.
All
Peace,
right.
God.
We back. All right.
You way over there, so I'm gonna just
Yeah. Yeah, so today's topic that we got, man, for today is emotional intelligence as a man.
Okay.
You know,
It's a great topic.
I like that one.
Being that we're men, you know, that kind of gets downplayed in today's society. I feel, you know, men being emotional, men emoting per se. It's not really shown. It's not really a presence of it. You know,
It's not really allowed.
I mean, to be real, it ain't really allowed though, because it's like, yo, it's like as soon as a man communicates his emotions or even vocalizes them, it's perceived as or toxic, or it's perceived as weak. You know what I'm saying? From the at least from American societal standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, and I mean, I think that's part of the reason why we started this too. Like when I was building with y'all, and I was like, yo, this is like the mental man cave for men. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the space for them, because it's like, yo, we don't have no spaces to emote in. You know what I'm saying? Even with certain people, even when you got your homies, they even have a lack of emotional intelligence. So when you trying to emote around them, they might clown you for something. You might be grieving with some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like not just grieving with death, like as far as physical death, it could be mental death, as far as you trying to kill something or kill a connection or a bond or something. And they gonna clown you for it because they don't know how to emote themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely in a type of illiteracy in our community. Emotional. It's like emotional illiteracy almost. That's what I would call it. It's definitely a wild situation.
Definitely, you know, because that shows a lack of empathy, lack of self-awareness, lack of self-regulation, lack of motivation, lack of social skills. So when you lack those things, you lack emotional intelligence. You're emotionally illiterate,
Right?
Emotionally ignorant.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
And it's dangerous to us all on multiple levels.
And why do you say that?
Well, I think when it comes to emotional intelligence, you know, it's like if you don't understand your own personal emotions, or you're not allowed a space to understand your own personal emotions, I think that it can really cause you to suffer in a lot of other areas down the line in life. And a lot of times it could be self-inflicted and you don't even know what the cause is because you don't know how to read your own emotions.
Yeah.
You get in a loop and you might be doing something that's like really self-destructive, but you don't understand because you don't understand your own emotions.
Right.
And so I think from there it could lead to multiple degrees of pain and injury on multiple levels.
So a cascading domino effect.
Right, right, exactly.
In your personal life, your work life.
And
You got kids, it could affect them.
Yeah, especially being people, because being people, we're made to be a collective. Like we're not made to be by ourselves. And like I said, American society pushes individualism.
Yes.
And by pushing that individualism, that comes with lack of emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Lack of empathy for other people. You feel me? Like you see it every day. Like we was chilling outside on the porch. One brother came by, you said peace, you know what I'm saying? He said peace, whatever. But the other brother, when he walked by, you said peace. I ain't even trying to talk to him. I'm trying to be standoffish. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's like, I realized that too, like early on in our societies before like the drug epidemic and, you know, before the Reagan era, we had that cohesion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had that it was laws, codes, and respect that was in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that got taken down with the push of individualism as well as drugs. You know what I'm saying? Drugs and alcohol. Like it really tore us down as a community to where you can't even tell your young brother on the street, hey man, that's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. Because they're gonna be like, well, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who you are. The whole time we neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what community is. You feel me? Communication and unity. So it's just like, you know, lack of emotional intelligence stems from that individualism. You feel me? So,
yeah, I think the lack of emotional intelligence it comes out of poverty, and it comes out of lack of resources. See, I think it's a direct correlation between
survival mode,
lack of resources, and emotional intelligence. Because see, when you're lacking them things, you have to become externally hard in order to survive.
Yeah.
And so this is what is the root, like you said, before the Reagan era and the drug epidemic, whether it was dope or crack, whatever. That space between the 70s and 80s, I think, really contributed to where we're at in the state of emotional intelligence. I think that because you got a lot of people dying, people going to jail, broken homes, you got people raising babies by themselves, people lacking food, clothing, shelter. So niggas is hard, developing hard exteriors. So I can't trust you.
That too. I also think it's popular too. Like they try to popularize it. Like even with the rap music, you know what I'm saying? Like yo, the bars be like I'm fucking your bitch, or I don't love no hoe, I don't love no bitch. Like that can get easily confused. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, because we all know. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like when you have that frequency dialed up every day.
Yeah.
On the radio, you in your car, driving to and from work, driving to and from to pick your kids up, and that's all you hear, and that's all the kids hear.
Hey, yo.
So then it's just like that's my normal.
Yeah.
When it's not normal to function like that. It's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Nah, it's mad dysfunctional, and like you said, from the men to the women to the children, it just creates that, and you know it starts with the man. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like young brothers nowadays, they rather hang with their bros than go hang with a Joan. You know what I'm saying? Go hang with a woman, like, and it's like that's a shame, bro. Like you dog a woman out and treat a woman wrong because you don't know how to emote, and because you think it's popular to not love. You killing off a whole side of yourself. Because if you don't love somebody else, you killing the source of loving yourself too. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing of having lack of emotional intelligence. What you do to others, you do it to yourself ultimately. You feel me? It's a reflection. So it's like that lack of emotional intelligence causes that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the root of emotional intelligence is love. However, I think whatever love is, it's a concept that is bigger than I think what most people know and understand it to be, because most people have never experienced that.
So how do you define it?
Love is still something that I'm constantly unfolding. Of course, we get the basic definition as the highest form of understanding, which is cool, and that is a degree of which I see it. But it's still a concept that's constantly evolving to me, even myself, from a phenomena, because it's a phenomena, and it transcends things beyond judgment. So it's like it's an energy that is indescribable almost.
Yeah.
So, but that's something that from human and human contact, most of us have never experienced that. So you don't even equate that to you. So you can't by nature equate that to somebody else. And that can get misconstrued. So when you start going into spaces like emotional intelligence, it's like, in order to be emotionally intelligent, I have to have experienced love in that way. Most of us are love deficient, so we have not experienced it that way.
Yeah.
So it's no way that I can. It's no way that I can transfer that to you when I'm lacking it myself.
Right.
And
that goes into, you know how we had our little jam session last night. Just listening to like all the old school Anita Baker,
crazy,
Stevie Wonder.
Right.
We were just going in, like when we was listening to As by Stevie Wonder, and we just going through the lyrics of the song, and that's like the deepest and highest senses of love that most people have never. They can't even fathom it.
Can't fathom,
bro,
because it's forever.
Right.
Yeah. You see how he was breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? Like
in ways that it's not ever gonna happen. Like until the rainbow, in the sky crashes with the sea. I'm just like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Till the sun stops shining, and like it was just like, damn, like the way that he's describing it, like, yo, if you don't understand love this way, I'm gonna give you another way of how it is. I'm gonna give you another way of how it is. That's a beautiful song, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's painting pictures on multiple levels.
Yeah. Right. And it's technology too. Technology is playing a part in that too. You know what I'm saying? Because when we was listening to them old songs and we was going through it, the way they would talk about love, but also the way it was put together. You had to have loved that to put them songs together like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like back then everything was analog. So you had to get somebody to play each instrument, a composer to compose each instrument and produce the song, and then you had to have somebody singing over that track. You feel me?
Right.
All analog, nothing digital. I can't just hit a button and delete. Like I said, I gotta change the tapes if we mess up a take and put another tape on the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so it's like all that. That's a form of love too, because you really had to love it to get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's not like, oh, I could post on social media and be like, yo, I need a guitarist. They actually had to go and find these people who was really working on it and put them together. And all they had was a telephone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because if they weren't local, then you got to catch a bus, you know, carpool to another city, another state, you know, because you heard through the grapevine that like, oh man, there's this real dope guitarist, you know, this real nice, you know, saxophonist. Oh yeah, we need him for our next single.
Yeah, we need.
So now we got to go drive.
Yeah, and then it's like it wasn't easy communication, so it's like, yo, the bonds that you did make with people were very, very, very
Genuine.
important, and like you said, genuine. You know what I'm saying? And you knew right then and there if you was gonna rock with somebody or not, because you ain't had no time to waste. You know what I'm saying? Social media, you can add time to it because it's instantaneous now. Globalization is to the highest it's ever been. I could contact somebody all the way in Japan in the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the bonds and the connections that you make are not really as valued as well, like due to technology and due to individualism. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost leaves like a lack of empathy. Like I don't need to empathize with you to hit you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't need to really make a connection with you to get in contact with you. I could just hit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nowadays people don't even greet. They just start off asking for something that they want. Like you didn't even speak. You didn't even say hi to me.
Yeah. Not
Didn't
even
ask how I was.
Man,
just coming off with demands. What
Like,
you want.
manners, man. Manners, yo. Like, and that's so like, yeah, let's get into that. Like what, because we talking about like, let's get to the other side. What cultivates emotional intelligence? What helps it grow?
Well, since we know what the lack thereof, so we got to go back into into that. So empathy, motivation, self-awareness, self-regulation, and social skills. Like we have to be able to tap into those. So like when you out and about, we just start with social skills. You know, just being able to greet someone with kindness. You know, have your facial expressions, your body language, you know, is open versus standoffish and, you know, RBF. No more RBF.
What's RBF?
Rest in bitch face. No more of that. Let's get rid of the RBF.
Yeah.
Let's have a facial expression of openness.
Yeah, I suffer from that.
That's what I was about to say too.
And I don't think that, I think when it comes to certain things, like, again, this one of them spaces where it's like, I get it, it's like common diplomacy in a sense, where it's like you kind of got to match, you gotta have this certain decorum. But my face be like that sometimes too. I'm just listening and, trying to study whoever's talking. But that don't mean I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like I don't like the itch when I'm not, I don't like the scratch when I'm not itching. So it's like when I got to do all this acting and stuff like that, it's like, hey, I just want to know who you are. I'm listening. And I need to listen intently, and maybe my face might look like this. I'm no more uninviting than somebody that's smiling. But I also understand a smile
is more
it gives off a different energy. I get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get it.
You actually use more energy frowning than smiling.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm like you though, because sometimes I'll be out and I'll just be in my own mind to the point where I just make funny facial expressions, and the people around be like, "Yo, you all right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, bro. I'm thinking about some shit." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, 'cause I be having a lot of shit going on, so it's like, yo, like I got a battle coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be out with my girl, she'd be like, yo, what's wrong? I'll be like, nah, I'm just thinking of a bar right now. Or I'm going through my lines in my head. You know what I'm saying? But on the outside looking in, it's like, yo, he being stern. There's something wrong with him. Like, and that's why I'm glad you brought up body language. You know what I'm saying? It was body language, what was it? Tone
and actual words.
And actual words, you know what I'm saying? But body language makes up a majority of that, Because it's like when you see a facial expression of somebody might be like, yeah, I'm all right. But if they making a facial expression like they constipated or something, something wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, So even if they tell you, yo, yeah, I'm alright, nah, bro, something ain't alright with you. You sitting funny, something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what gets confusing. And I know like that could be confusing on the outside looking in as well. Cause I give off them facial expressions crazy sometimes, man. Especially when I'm locked in. Like I could be at a coffee shop, something just locked in on my work. You know what I'm saying? Waits just come up, yo, you need anything? Like, look at her with a funny face, like, oh, my bad, yeah, you know, like.
So in other words, the next time I see you having a funny face, I should ask, are you constipated?
Yeah, ask me that, man. Ask me about concept. Am I backed up, man? What's going on? It's like,
What you
I'm
mean,
emotionally backed up,
Hey,
man.
bro, you straight?
I'm full of emotional shit, man.
I'll go to CVS, I'll get you a bottle of Metamucil, and it should be all right.
Some laxatives.
Nah,
Get
but
you some prune juice.
yeah, but see that also plays too into like knowing a person too, because I know Born Syncear.
Right.
Like Born Syncear, he might have a real inquisitive look on his face. I'm like, you all right, my brother? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. I can take his word for it because I know him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. About the person.
Like, you know, or I can take your word for it because I know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's also knowing a person well and being intelligent about their individual emotions per se. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what shows how you care about a person as well. You know?
Yeah, that rolls into empathy.
Yeah.
So like that's why like everything is like intertwined.
Yeah.
You need the social skills and the empathy.
Yeah.
That, you know, and someone is looking at you like, you all right? And like, yeah, you know, that's your self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when someone is addressing that, and you're like, oh, let me self-regulate because they think something's wrong, but I'm cool. You know.
Yeah.
And then knowing all of that builds into the motivation of like, all right, let me make sure, you know, I'm right and exact.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And self-checking yourself. Yeah, that's where self-regulation comes in. Like, oh, I am doing this. Let me make sure I'm great. I'll make sure I'm good, facial-wise, tone-wise, and word-wise. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I tend to have a very interesting experience with those spaces because I'd always like to challenge concepts. It's like, okay, because I'm looking like this, you have a concept. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a valid concept, but I want to know, well, why do you think that? Because, again, you know, everybody has different energy. So what could make you cry could make me laugh. You see what I'm saying? So that don't necessarily mean that because I'm looking like this, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm just cooling. You know what I mean? Or I might be listening very intently to what is being said, and in order for me to listen, happens to be what my face does when I'm listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody got different. Like when you see a musician and they playing music, right? You tend to gonna see them making faces, especially like if you ever see a guitarist, it's gonna be doing all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's into the energy of what he's doing. Right. So, you know, I think from emotional intelligence, it does have a connection when it comes to communicating. And this is why I said diplomacy. This when you have to do a lot of self-regulation to meet quote unquote common standards to communicate. Those spaces like that, like I said, I tend to like to challenge them because, you know, sometimes it feels like somebody else made these rules.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I get it, you know what I mean? But it's like, bro, I make rules too. And it's like, and sometimes I just, you know, but I get it.
And how you know I'm going according to your rules? You know what I'm saying? Nah, I definitely.
But I get it on the same token. Like again, I get it. These rules have already been laid. This is what people are familiar with. You know, I get it. I think from an emotional intelligence standpoint, I think when you can recognize when you feel a certain way and why you feel that way, that is emotional intelligence.
Self-awareness.
That's it. Why do I feel like this when this happens? Why does this make me feel that way? Understanding the feelings, because I think it's through feeling, like how we talk about knowledge. Knowledge meaning to know, look, listen, observe, and respect. But see now, from my own personal understanding, I would add to my definition that knowledge is feeling as well. Because it's through feeling vibrations and phenomena that you're able to extract information out of it. It's feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all of
I
us
see
have
what you're
done a
saying.
degree of martial art. When you feel this movement take place, you know that this person is about to do something. You can't rely on this no more. That's too slow. So you have to feel. And so I think it's through, I think when you're talking like with children and shit like that, I think children should be able to be cultivated. Like kind of on that movie, it was funny. On that Old Dad's movie, they had a mom with the kid processing through his feelings, which I think is a good thing, because if you don't know how to process through your feelings, you can become cut off from it. So you become illiterate to your own self-knowing.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be illiterate to other people's self-knowing. I think that's, you have to understand what you're feeling and why am I feeling this.
Yeah. Self-awareness.
That is important.
It goes into a blind leading the blind situation.
Yeah.
If there's no awareness of what you feel and why, and then being able to regulate if it alters someone else's feelings in a harmful way.
I think allowing that space too, because like when you allow that space for people to ask questions, they feel more comfortable asking it when they feel some type of way to gain an understanding.
Right.
Versus you just condemning them and shutting them off. Like the clip we was just looking at, where dude was like, with the little kid was like, nigga, please. Like, what show was that, bro?
Parenthood.
Yeah, Parenthood.
Robert
You know what I'm
Townsend
saying?
joint.
When he said that, and then the parents came around, he was like, oh shit. But even in the space of feeling guilty and feeling like, damn, I know I'm wrong, he asked the question, well, why do all people say this? You know what I'm saying? He was asking questions to gain an understanding for himself, you know? Like, society don't be allowing that shit, bro. Like, you be like, damn, oh, I'm wrong? But before you can even ask questions to get an understanding of it, it's like, oh, he wrong, write him off. We about to cancel him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost, they hit you with the Nino Brown, cancel that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Get him up out of here. And it's like, allowing that space. Because I know, like, certain times, like, in my upbringing, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I wasn't being heard. So emotionally, I wanted to ask questions and understand, hey, why are you doing this? Or why is this being done? But because I wasn't being heard, I just shut that shit off.
Right.
I'm like, you're not gonna let me ask the questions or even try to feel. So it's like, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna just shut this down now.
Right.
So everything that they was trying to communicate to me through their emotions, I'm not even hearing it.
Right.
Because I'm like, you're not allowing space for my emotions. You know what I'm saying?
That goes into when we were talking yesterday, when I asked the question, I was just like, why was it disrespectful to ask a woman her age? Like that whole notion and teaching, like, oh, it's disrespectful to ask a woman her age. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why is that disrespectful? You ask a man what his age is, and he's expected to give you the honest answer.
Yeah.
So why is that not reciprocated?
That too, yeah. And that
Twisted concepts.
those twisted, yeah. And that goes into the societal norms that makes things uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's like how am I supposed to know? Because it's young women that look older, it's older women that look younger. You know what I'm saying? Me, like, even me personally, I'm an older man, of course, bro. But if I shave this beard down, bro, and I go to the ABC store, they're gonna ask me for my ID.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, I tell people I'm 30, bro. They be like, bro, you look like 20. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you ain't get 20. So I'm like, nah, man, I'm 30 years old. Man.
It goes back to the young boys and you know, my neighborhood on the street.
Yeah.
And we working out in the garage, and they thought we was like 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, 32, 30. They're like, what? I was like, yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. And that's crazy, but it's like those societal norms is what really suppresses our emotions, man. Like, and it'd be tough if I feel like if we were able to be more emotionally free, we could progress as a people and get to the foundation of knowledge and actually learning what we need to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's also like certain activities that you dive in, like, you know how you get labeled something in school coming up amongst your peers. Like for instance, if I had told my peers in high school that I was studying code, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be a web developer.
Oh, you whack. You
you a
lame.
nerd. You doing, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing that being cool is simply that you know something that people don't know.
Yeah.
That's all what being cool is, if you really think about the root of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But because it's not cool to the masses rather than yourself, and because you don't have that emotional intelligence to know, hey, they're just emoting how they emote because this is what they know.
And what they want out of life.
Boom. And what they want out of life because they don't have an understanding for themselves or a lack of understanding for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You would explore yourself more, you know? Like, and I think also too, like, to flip the spectrum when it comes to technology, it also, for those intelligent kids, it allows them to search for what they want to know about too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's almost like we seeing both ends of the spectrum. We seeing the toxic side of the shit, you know what I'm saying? Where like our youth are just going downhill. They not respecting they elders. They not respecting nobody outside themselves, and that comes from lack of emotional intelligence too, because they're just emoting from pain.
Yeah.
But the pain that they're emoting from is just like, you know what, fuck all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take somebody real deep to get to them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that comes from where they come from to speak their language. But on the same side, on the opposite side, it also cultivates, yo, this is who I am. And I can search it up on the internet and search for facts as long as I'm searching for the right things. Yo, I like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives a child like, yo, I ain't even know I was in the origami until I looked it up. Now I'm making, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Paper mache Godzillas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it allows them to explore. But it's like, we gotta find a way to cultivate that around them, and they don't have to go to the internet for that source. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it also cultivates like, okay, yeah, I can express myself in this type of way. And there's other people outside of me. It might not be in my immediate foresight right now, but it's people outside of me that like the same thing, so I can connect with them. You know what I'm saying?
As you were saying all that, it just had me, my brain just turned straight into supreme alphabet, self or savior. You know, like, you know, savior on one side, self on the other side. And it's all, or it's a choice. You're either going to choose you, or you're just going to wait for somebody to help you. And sometimes you need both.
No, yeah.
They just come in time, on time.
I ain't even see that one like that, man.
Yeah, it was something else you were saying in regards to what I think is a real big contributing factor to lack of emotional intelligence is, I think, yeah, like you said, it's the lack of being able to ask questions. I think we live in a society.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, and I really think more so, I mean, it is societal, but I think it comes from the training, particularly of Black communities or Black neighborhoods. It's not really a community. It's just areas where we congregate and we've been pushed into. Yeah. I really don't think that we, again, through the lack of resources and in survival mode, asking questions, it's like when you always moving fast, you don't have time to ask questions. So like being in survival mode,
you don't have time to observe.
Exactly, because you're trying to get it's linear.
Your tunnel vision.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think when it comes to asking questions, that becomes like, especially when you're talking to somebody that's an elder that was groomed in that space, it's like asking questions to them is a privilege. It's like, it's not a necessity. It's like asking why are you even asking me some shit like that?
Yeah.
And so I think when it comes to learning your emotions and you not being able to ask questions, that contributes to a lack of emotional intelligence. Because now you're not able to pinpoint the source or the origin of a certain feeling.
Yeah.
You're not able to, like, where did this come from here?
Yeah, like, is it societal? Is it generational? Is it personal?
Right.
Yeah.
From where in this space did this happen? Because the answer is in the origin. Once we know the origin of, we can pretty much get a remedy for the situation.
Yeah, it just goes into who's the 85%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
And even to add on to that too, it's also too like, and this is where the fine line comes in, because also certain questions you ask can be taken as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's your age? What?
How
dare you?
Or like, but then it's like also too, somebody could be disrespecting you by asking a question. Like, you feel like it's like, let's say a man building on, women need to do this, women need to do that. You're like, well, where's your woman? If he ain't got no woman, how can he be saying all this? Where's your woman? How you gonna talk? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I'm asking a valid question based upon statements you're making.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They get offended by that. Oh, well, man, who are you to, you know what I'm saying? I just ain't got no woman, right? Like, you see how they get frustrated off that.
And then there lies more emotional intelligence, because if any type of offense that's taken up, because you know me, bro, I don't think that I ain't gonna say I don't. I think that asking questions is one of the most harmless things that you can do to prevent future injury or future misunderstanding.
Yeah.
However, when questions are asked now, people can get offended because of the question. Now, my question is,
or
and that's
how the question makes them feel.
Right. And that could all come how the question was posed, how a person said it, all these different.
or what
communicational
or
relances.
what they're actually going through at that time.
Exactly. All of these other emoting factors.
Yeah, social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation,
Right.
empathy, like all these things is like happening simultaneously. You're just like,
Yeah. It's like, this is an emotional puzzle right here. They're trying to figure this shit out just to get this answer that you need.
right.
So it's that's where it is the dynamics of people really come into play. Because emotions give people dynamics, and this is where this come into play.
Layers.
Yeah. It's this tactful, skillful place that you have to navigate to get to answers. And for me, sometimes, again, that could be frustrating because it's like, yo, I'm just trying to get the answer. Like all of this emotional shit right now
Right.
is getting in the way of us being able to solve the cancer. I see how that happens a lot, like especially when you might be like for an example, like that video I showed y'all talking to my grandma, right? So this is like I'm asking questions to someone in my family who's holding history, but the questions that I'm asking is producing pain points that they have not necessarily unraveled themselves.
Right. Unhealed.
But if I don't get the answers, I could run the risk of either falling into those same mistakes or traps,
Right.
and not being able to elevate past that. But I need to speak with you about this
Because you have, because you're the origin.
Usually, not necessarily,
Or
you're
part
a part of my origin. But
Yeah.
you know, this thing existed, but you never even questioned this.
Right.
So you never dealt with this. But I see that, and I don't want to do that way. So asking questions in the development of emotional intelligence when you're trying to solve something becomes very pivotal. And I don't necessarily think that all of the elders understand it from that angle. They don't understand. I mean, it's bigger than asking questions, but they don't understand diving deep into an emotional situation is necessary to understand it.
Right. It's like a 2D puzzle.
Right.
It's like sometimes our elders they'll look at it a puzzle like from 2D where you just going the line through.
Right.
But as we ascend with our knowledge, now that puzzle becomes 3D,
4D, 5D.
Yeah, like now, like I'm like, okay, I can either solve this by just going over the wall, I can dig under it, I can break through it,
Right.
or I can go around it. But it's just like trying to navigate those spaces, just like, oh, you doing too much there, son. You doing too much, son. Back up now, slow down. Like, no, like you want me to be great. You want me to be happy.
You say.
Correct.
You say.
You say you want me to be great. You
This
say
what it takes.
You want me to be happy, but now I'm showing the work that is required.
You shooting me down.
Yeah.
Like, this is confusing to me. Now this is confusing my emotional intelligence.
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it. Don't shoot
Yep.
that little shit no more.
Yep. No bullshit. And it's because like when you were saying that, it's because you were doing the shadow work for your grandmother that she didn't do. Those questions
On top of your own.
Yeah, on top of your own, bro. Like, damn, it's like I said, it's like illuminating them crevices in your mind with the light. You know, you just flashing the flashlight on them joints that she ain't even got to yet.
Right.
And she didn't want to deal with. She
Didn't
wanted
want
to
to
keep
deal
them
with
dark.
that. Right.
But it's like, yo, you asking me questions is making me do the shadow work that I was trying not to do or trying to avoid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because your dad was there also. So that's 3 generations of shadow work that you're trying to do.
That's debt. That's
Emotional debt.
emotional debt right there. And it's not even all mine.
Yeah.
Nah, it's how you.
I'm paying tax for somebody else's shit.
And see, that's another thing. See, that's emotional intelligence, being able to see things on multiple levels at the same time from a 4th and 5th dimensional space. See, that's when you talk about like talking to somebody that's just like an elder operating in 2D and you talking 3 and 4D, y'all speaking 2 different languages.
Oh, definitely.
Because you might be saying, and words are emotions. Words are
They carry.
they carry energy. So if I say something and you have a concept of this word, now I'm trying to get to my point. I know what the word means, but you get fucked up when I use this word. So now it's interrupting the reliance of communication so that we can understand one another.
Right.
And those when you get into more emotional pockets because words are emotional for our people.
Definitely.
Damn.
That's what I recognize. Words are very emotional for black people. Black people get very emotional off words.
Yeah, that's why we end up dumbing words down.
Exactly. And that speaks to the level of literacy that we have in that area, which transfers over into emotional literacy or illiteracy.
Damn,
Yeah.
Everything is interconnected in these spaces.
Yeah.
And
As above, so below.
And we dealing with the majority of people who, like, so as we're ascending as brothers, I mean, because, you know, you got the 85, the 10%, the 5%, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I'm dealing with the majority of people who can't communicate like this. And then, like you said, like, all right, let's take it outside of family. Just people that you interact with, associates that you interact with. Yo, if I really want to teach you where I'm at, not only do I have to sort through your emotional shadow
Baggage.
work, and your emotional debt and your emotional baggage
Mm-hmm.
while dealing with mine. After that, then I have to learn how to communicate with you.
Yep.
Then we could go and start, like, you know, dude, that's
That's just now we're at societal level.
yeah. And
We
it's like,
we didn't even really touch on the personal yet.
nah.
Because we just going, through the different layers of emotional intelligence and of having to navigate these different spaces.
Yeah, and that's for me. That's why I'm at the personal level. At 30, I'm at the personal level of emotional intelligence because I have to look back through the last, I'm going to just say 25 years. Let's say it started at age 5. When I'm, 5, now you're really at 5, you're walking, talking, you definitely are interacting a lot with
playing with Pokemon cards.
Yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? And you interacting with other beings, grown-ups, people your age, etc.
Like a sponge, yeah.
Yeah, and so now you learning where your emotional space is at, but depending upon what happened to you as the individual in that era of life can determine, where you grew at in that space.
Right.
And so I look at it, I'm like constantly looking at how things make me feel. Like when I'm feeling something, I like to sit back for a second, like, made me feel like this. Because you know me, I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna unless I'm tired or unconscious and then for whatever, I'm not gonna respond first. I'm gonna be like, made me feel like this. I either like it or I don't like it. Then I gotta know why I like it or why I don't like it. Like that's how I'm peeling back the layers on
I see
shit.
what you're saying. Yeah. And it's like we gotta sort through it too. Like it's almost like when your girl getting you heated and you about to get into an argument with her, you just
You thinking, you like,
hold on. Nah. And they wanna answer right now. No, let's talk about it right now. No, because you gonna cause something that I'm gonna say something that's like you said, words come with emotions. People feel off of words. I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you feel like, and I don't mean it. That's why I'm trying to get in the headspace. But if you keep egging me on, I'm gonna say something and I don't know what it may be, but it might hurt you. And instead of having that, that's part of emotional intelligence
knowing
too.
your triggers.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring about a weather pattern,
You feel me?
earthquake, volcanic eruption,
Right.
typhoon, all types of weather.
Avalanche.
High
And then
explosives.
we're gonna look outside. I'm like, damn, where these clouds come from?
It's a sad day. You know what I'm saying? And
It was just sunny and hot. Now it's windy and wet.
And that's really important too, because it's like certain things, like people understand in a different way. You know how we say understand that comes in its own due time.
Yeah.
So like even with us, we living out the truth that can't know that only 5% of the original people live out, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's that the black man is God. Like even when we say that, oh, that's gonna stir waters. People, what? What do you mean the black man is? Did it like what? Like that's a hell of a statement that we have to carry.
Yeah,
but we living it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to like I was telling y'all with my pops. Like, if I were to tell my dad that, yo, he would go like, for one, he not gonna accept it. He was like, no, God is in the sky. He controls all of this. It's, you know what I'm saying? He called with the mystery God. You know what I'm saying? But instead of me saying it directly, I know I can't do that. So instead of me saying it, I got to show you now. You know what I'm saying? Through my actions. My words is gonna be there, but through my actions. And I try to meet him at his level too. Like since he always refers to a mystery God. Like I'm talking about God right now in the physical, you know what I'm saying? The black man, the supreme being, black man of Asia, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all human families of the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm teaching him through my light and through my word, through his mystery God, but he don't know I'm talking about him. I'm not saying that it's a mystery God. I'm just saying what God is. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not like, I already know God is a black man, But I also know that, yo, it's many different ways that you could define God. Just like when you had the 99 attributes of Allah, you know what I'm saying, up at your house. Like, that's very key because it's 99 ways that you could describe God to a person. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not a mystery. You feel me? Because that mystery God is false. I'm talking about what actually is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I understand, like, I understand in my pops emotionally, I know, like, yo, I can't hit you directly with this truth. So, but I'm going to show you every day. Like I said, I got him to stop eating pork. Now, I got him to stop eating pork because of two things. My body, like how I look physically as a man at this age, and through his knowledge and what he knows growing up on the farm, and not growing up on the farm, but being around farm animals and being on a farm and having to be around that environment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's fed a pig before. So as soon as I said one time at Thanksgiving, when I was born, I don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what are you, Muslim?
That's always the first
Always
question.
the first thing.
Always
And it's
the
funny
first
because when
question.
people say that, yo, they be like,
They say it in a way to be offensive.
but I'm like, did you read Leviticus? You know what I'm saying? Chapter 11, verses 7 through 8, it said we do not eat hooved animals. You know what I'm saying? We do not, like, it says it right there. Do not eat the pork. Like, y'all Christians, y'all not supposed to eat it either. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I just broke it to him in simple form. I said, Pop, what do a pig eat? You fed a pig before. I said, shit, pigs eat anything. I said, so if they congested, I assume that no pores, no nothing. They don't sweat, they don't do nothing. What do you think you eat? He said, damn. And then it's like, even now to this day, he tries to go back and eat pork. It be fucking him up.
Yeah.
It be fucking him up. He said, son, I can't. When he was working before he retired, he was like, yeah, I was at work on my lunch break, ate a sandwich with some bacon on it. He said, man, my day went downhill from there.
My day went downhill from there.
He said, my stomach was fucked up. He said, I had gas. He's like, man, headaches. Nah, I couldn't even do that.
And wrap the mail up, take it back to the station.
I'm like, yo, it's that real. But I had to, through the light, I had to show him that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's going to get to a point, like, I don't got to say it through words. I'm like, yo, I'm true and living right here in front of your eyes. You were that too. You know what I'm saying? Look at the black man as yourself, because look at what you've born physically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm your understanding. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'll have my own understanding as a child, you know? But I am you in further form, so learn from me, you know what I'm saying? But you learn from me in different ways, so I have to show you instead of just telling you. And that goes into, like, the body language, the tone, and the words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The body language being that main thing. Like, if I come up, I'm all chiseled up, I've been working out and everything, you're going to be like, yo, what is he doing? Because obviously he got it. He knows something that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, in order to get to those people, man, you got to have that emotional intelligence to navigate and meet people directly where they at. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah. It's definitely a big thing on multiple levels. You have to continuously study, yourself. I think emotional intelligence, as it pertains to really studying yourself, for me, that becomes the foundation for me to understand other people's emotions. Because, like I said, I recognize as a kid, I don't necessarily emote about the same things that other people emote about. Like, I found that out. That was like a constant theme I can remember. Like, obviously, I wasn't really consciously recognizing this as a kid. But as I start, I'm like, man, this is a constant theme. Like, most people that I see emoting about something, that's not something that has that kind of hold on me. And then I recognize that most things that has a hold on me, other people don't care about either. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn, like, really study people and be like, well, why do they feel that way about that? But that came from me asking myself, well, why do I feel that way about this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So go back to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Every time.
You know what I mean? So I think you got to study yourself to understand your emotions.
Knowledge itself is the best education that anyone can have.
Yeah. And the thing about emotions is that, like I said, they're so lucid and ambiguous, and they don't speak how logic speaks. They speak in a more lucid fashion. So to try to figure them out is a different approach. It's you have to take a more feminine approach of feeling and intaking versus throwing out, you know what I mean, or giving out. It's more like let me take this in, see what I'm gathering from it, and sit with it.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yes.
more internal when it comes to emotions. And
Yeah,
again, that's the
it's-
thing with men, we're not really cultivated in that space to take in things from an internal space, because masculine energy is mostly always given out.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you don't have a good relationship with women in your family or somebody in your family that is emotional intelligence as a male, you know, getting that type of insight could easily go under the rug really quick.
Yeah.
That's actual facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely actual facts, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important. Like, that's why it's man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
that woman is a reminder of who you are once you realize that there's a level of equality there with your woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I commend women, because it's like, y'all got to deal with emotion all day, man. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on the type of woman that you're dealing with, some of them. Because some don't deal in their emotions like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you get emotional backlash. But a majority of them do. And then especially when you get them fire signs, man, who just, soon as you light them on, soon as you add that spark, when that fire come on, it's like, oh, damn, this shit is intense, you know what I'm saying? But they be on your ass, and they know how to communicate in that angry space effectively. I be like, damn, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a water sign, yo. I get mad. I'm shooting from the hip, man. I don't even know if I'm hitting the target now because
just gonna
I'm
drown
so
you.
pissed. You know what I'm
just-
saying?
I'm
I'm
just
mad.
gonna
Boom, boom,
drown.
boom, boom. Yeah.
I'm gonna just drown you. You
know what
know,
I'm
fire
saying?
sign woman scorch you up.
Fire
Is-
sign women hit the target every time. Soon as they got that gun, that emotional gun, they hitting the target every time when you let them go, when you pull that trigger. You feel
It'd be
me?
calculated.
Yeah.
It'd be so calculated. It'd be like, all right, cool. I already peeped this one. I'm a wait.
Yeah, in light of that, you know, that brings, you know, you got emotional intelligence, and then you got, you know, more of a mental intelligence, you know, to be able to communicate your emotions. And see, that's another space that's relevant, because now if you're feeling something, well, how do I articulate to, but see, and
Especially when you're illiterate.
how do I articulate what I'm feeling when I'm illiterate? I can't read or I can't write. And again, we're not necessarily talking about like literally can't read, but if
Not being able to read emotions, not being able to read the room.
oh man,
Like,
this space gets murky.
and then when you have emotional intelligence, how do I communicate to the illiterate? Like, how do I get to them if I try to talk to them because I have the intelligence? How am I supposed to speak to somebody who is illiterate and can't speak the language, that doesn't even understand the language?
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
that's a motivation within self to even want to do that. And then empathy and social skills, just being kind, being genuine, you know, and being genuine, not just, you know, doing it because you're looking to get something out of them,
Right.
but genuinely like, you all right? You good? Like, you know, you want to, you know, grab a cup of coffee, you want to go for a walk, you know? You know, like, if that's not your thing, like, what do you like to do? Ride bikes, roller skate, movie, video games, like, anime, what's your thing?
Right.
You know, like, if you like to read, maybe, you know, go to the library and we just sit across from each other and, you know, you read your book, I read my book, and then after we done, we could talk about, you know, what we read.
Damn. And that leads me to the conclusion. I think all this ties into patience. Like, I think that's, like, for emotional intelligence, man, the ultimate skill that you need to have is patience. Like, being able to be patient with somebody, for them to come up out of that, and then build their emotional intelligence, to come up out of doing the social work for themselves, to come up out of their past traumas emotionally, and then build a foundation for themselves so they can step forward. Because right now, if you don't get past that, you're just going to be still dealing in chaos. All that takes patience, though, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with that length of time, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, like, us being gods, what we battle with, too, is, because with patience comes time, energy, and resources. So it's like, do I want to give my patience to this? Do I want to spend my time on this? You know what I'm saying? And then we ask questions because we try to figure out, am I searching for something that does not exist? You know what I'm saying? And that all comes with patience, man. I think patience is that's what heals all of this. You know what I'm saying? Patience and love, man.
It is one of Allah's attributes, the patient.
You know, I want to add on in regards to that. That was a powerful point that you just made. I think emotions naturally bring about certain attachments. And I think that's one thing I've studied when it comes to emotional intelligence. Like, we all have emotions, but we all emote about different things. And that emoting is coming from a desire for something.
Motivation.
Right. And that desire, see, the thing about the desire is it's a twofold thing. Where you need the desires because it gives you the motivation to act or move. But also, on the flip side of that coin, it could give you an attachment where you can't move beyond the attachment because you can't detach from the attachment.
Yeah.
See, it's a double-edged sword. So on one hand, it's motivating you. On the other hand, it's stagnating you because you can't get past this emotional attachment. Yeah. So I think another degree of emotional intelligence is recognizing when you have an emotional attachment and recognizing how, and in that space, learning to transcend that attachment.
Self-regulation.
Right.
Damn. Yo, I think too, like, now that we breaking these down now, bro, we got to go through that chart and just break down how we could best expand upon each of one of those 5 topics that relate to emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, the way that we expanding upon these, bro, this could be a whole damn whole damn lesson, of course, because, damn, like you say, that's going into self-regulation. Then you got to have self-awareness, too, like where you at when you around people. You know what I'm saying? How do I communicate this in the space where I'm around people? I know how to regulate it.
Yeah.
Now how do I communicate this regulation? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a social skill.
Yeah, like...
And they're all ever-evolving skills.
Definitely.
That need to constantly be exercised to get sharper and sharper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
I think the goals of those skills, though, is patience and love, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because we're around so many people. Like, that's the one thing about being God that most don't really understand. Like, I'm not just God to black people. I'm God to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to be kind, loving, fair, humble, patient with everyone. Man, woman, child.
Everyone.
You know, and everyone in between that spectrum.
Father, civilization, God of the universe.
Right.
God of the you and I verse. You know what I'm saying? That means when you and I are talking or conversing and we having a debate, man, I have to be the God of that. And I have to be the best knower of that too. That's what comes into emotional intelligence, man. Like,
it's a tall task that many don't want because of so much accountability and responsibility that comes with it.
That.
Have the universe on your back. Being the cherisher and sustainer of all worlds.
Yeah. It's really just taking the things and bringing it into, you know, a reality scope. You know, again with the words, you know, I mean, I noticed that words, I just be looking at people and when words are taught, like that's one way I recognize that you can really seduce or manipulate people. And I'm not even necessarily talking about in a negative fashion,
right?
Just period.
Right.
It's words. Because it's like, all right, God. It's like when you say God, it's just like
there's an emotional attachment to that word.
It's an emotional attachment to the word
that many can't get past. They can't detach.
And so what it does is it blinds. See, the words can they can either make you be able to see and hear, or they can make you blind, deaf, and dumb. Because of the perception of
social media, it's a filter.
Exactly. It can color or distort your viewpoint of it. And it's this thing about words. God, etymologically speaking, is an old High German word from gut, G-U-T.
Correct.
God just means to call upon or to invoke. That's all it means. Etymologically speaking, it don't mean the Christian God or the Zion Baptist Church. That's not what God means. That is a God, but there are other types of gods too. Because God, really what the word is saying is talking about calling upon or invoking an energy. And the energy itself becomes the dominating factor of whatever they're calling it upon.
Right.
So when we talking about being God, you're talking about calling upon or invoking or enacting, carrying out energies to bring about certain things.
For a specific thing.
You know what I mean? That's all it means. See, this is where literacy comes into place when we talking about learning how to read just on paper. That translates to knowing how to read energy. It translates. This is why if you're illiterate in one area of study,
domino.
It's a domino effect. But we're all illiterate to certain degrees because knowledge is constantly knowledge is infinite.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we become aware of that, and that's when we're able to transmute,
right,
and alchemize,
right,
our situations and the people around us as well,
right.
Yeah.
And that takes some of the, in my opinion, the self-inflicted pressure of when again somebody is calling themselves a higher being or the supreme being, or somebody calling themselves supreme, or they referring to themselves in higher descriptions. It takes that off because it's like, hey man, the reality of the situation is knowledge is infinite, so you're always going to be constantly growing and developing. Well, I don't need to get caught up at where I'm at in a degree of growth and development at any one moment in life.
Yeah, you paying your dues towards your emotional debt.
It's called practice.
Yeah.
Ain't
That's
no
all it
gain
is.
without practice.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I understand when again the emotional, that comes from the emotional desire to want to be good at something or the best. But then on the flip side of that coin, you can beat yourself up if you don't feel as though you have performed your best. Right. It's a self-inflicted. It's not even real.
It's definitely not, man. That's that mystery God. You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
real.
Like even with the Stoicism joint that I'm listening to now, he was like, praying is simply just a form of desire. It's just a form of want within yourself. So it like every time somebody prays from an 85% standpoint, they're praying for something.
Yeah.
You're praying about, they're trying to call upon, but see, a lot of 85 is desires, is physical, is man-made, is material, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, instead of praying for that, pray for the traits or the attributes that you would desire to have to obtain these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't pray for a material thing. Pray for yourself and pray that you grow and develop into the person that you want to become to obtain these things.
Right.
Whole time, material desires ain't even, they're finite. So by the time you obtain what you want to be within self, your material desire just falls off by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Or you can obtain that material desire in a multitude of times that it doesn't even matter anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I can see that, and I recognize that too. Like by studying business or like studying business books. Like you read something like Think and Grow Rich or Richest Man in Babylon. Any of those kind of self-development, financial business books. Really, what those books is talking about is the metaphysical laws of success, which really is taking you into degrees of masonry, degrees of Sufism, mysticism. It's taking you into degrees of self-development from an internal standpoint. That's really what it is when you're talking about getting a bag. It's the bag is going to equate to the magnitude that you've developed self.
Yeah.
That's really what them books is really talking about when you can really look beyond. It's like, man, shit ain't even really talking about nothing really material.
Yeah.
That's all a reflection of
of self.
Yeah.
Law of correspondence.
Yeah, exactly. Law of correspondence. Exactly.
Man.
Those books is powerful though. But I get it.
And it show you about yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? But to conclude, man, you know, emotional intelligence, the goal of that, man, is just patience and love, man. So as you dealing with people on your walks of life, you know what I'm saying, dealing with various different ciphers, people, places, and things, man, have a sense of patience and a sense of love, man, because that's what's lacking in this world for people to emote in the proper way. So, I'll wrap this thing up, you feel me? I'm alive, victorious.
I'm true universal.
Sometimes I don't have the patience. I'm born sincere, and sometimes I ain't got the patience. That's the knowledge of myself. And I ain't ashamed of it.
Sometimes you ain't got it, man.
I don't got it. And see, emotional intelligence is about honoring your emotions first, not nobody else's. And that's a danger. I feel like that's dangerous because when you honor other people's emotions before your own, you're neglecting yours. There's a second, and it's nothing wrong with that. See, again, second connotation, they should be first. No, they should not. How the hell somebody outside of you gonna be first? That's a real situation. That's a real question.
Nah,
You
that
need to honor
is,
your
though.
own emotion because you might not have the patience at that time.
That's real.
And you need to be like, look, I ain't got it right now. I'm in work mode. This is what I'm focused on right now. For me to stop and do that's a distraction for me right now. I don't have the patience.
Actual facts.
I'll get to
though.
you later. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
okay.
Of course, and then if people don't understand trauma responses, you're gonna deal with one of them four:
This is true.
fawning, fighting, fleeing, or freezing.
This is true. And
So when you put someone before yourself, you're fawning,
right.
and if they don't respect that, then they're gonna want to fight.
Exactly.
That's their trauma response.
Exactly. And you have, and so you got multiple people operating with different trauma responses, but they're interacting.
Yes.
So they all gonna kind of come out in unconscious ways at different times. It's like, wow, this shit is crazy. So,
Nah, for real.
yeah,
man.
it's like, wow.
Bro.
That's why it's just like focus on self first and foremost. That's the best thing.
Knowledge of self is the best education that anyone can have about themselves.
Knowledge of self. If you don't
Knowledge
know
of
yourself, you
That was
are-
like 4 appendices to the conclusion.
yeah.
I
The
like
conclusion
that,
is there is no conclusion. Study yourself.
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, peace guy.
There's no
the
beginning, no
beat
ending.
goes on.
Yeah.
The beat goes on, man. Let me do it again, man. I'm alive, victorious.
I'm true universal.
I'm born sincere.
And this is
When the Gods Build.
Peace,
Peace.
man. Peace.